what we really want to be is for the community. Like, we're part of the community as well. This isn't some giant Death Star corporation that is. We are a startup in the Web3 space. We make media, tech, and events for this amazing movement, and we want to do it with everyone here, especially those people who are either based here or often participate in Los Angeles. But really, this is also for everyone around the world. So that is the point of the Outer Edge.
Yes. Today we sit down with Josh and Zach, two of the founders of Outer Edge LA, an awesome crypto event in Los Angeles coming up. And we talk about if you're in Los Angeles, why you need to attend this event. Now, my brother and I are speaking, moderating a panel, so if you see us, come say hi, let's hang out. Also, William Shatner, huge NFT proponent, is their keynote, and they have so many other great speakers. So use code Altcoin Daily VIP for 10% off your ticket. Use code Altcoin Daily VIP, link down below. Now, I think our audience will remember we spoke at NFT LA last year. You guys have rebranded. So what is Outer Edge LA, and what can people expect? By the way, the dates are March 20th through 23rd in Los Angeles. I'll be there.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to having you back. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, the outer edge of the industry has evolved, and we've evolved with it. And so, you know, we didn't want to get too stuck in our ways, even though we've only done this once so far. You know, I feel like the industry has moved ahead light years since last year. And we wanted to be more encompassing of all the fun parts of Web3 that make it what it is, with the convergence of AI and AR and, you know, traditional fungible tokens. It's all part of the mix, DAOs, DeFi, you name it. So we're going to have a more diverse array of talks on those topics. We're also going to mix it up this year and feature community-based activations at the outer edge of the event. So if you can imagine, you know, a large room with a bunch of different stages and experiences where people can congregate around what they love the most, there's also going to be an opportunity for emerging projects to say what's up and showcase what they're doing as well, at the outer edge of pushing the boundaries of this amazing technology.
Yeah, we love NFTLA. It was awesome. It is awesome. Like, it's not going away, or anything that you loved about it is still here and more. And we love both parts of the highly descriptive name NFTLA. It's, you know, the NFT movement over these last couple of years has coalesced a creative economy and ecosystem around a specific, you know, part of, you know, this technology. And LA is, at least in our view, the epicenter of creativity on Earth. So those are two things that we will continue to celebrate, while, you know, keeping up with the rapid expansion of, you know, our universe here, and staying on the outer edge where all the really cool stuff happens.
Zach, in general, what makes a good conference, crypto conference?
I almost shy away from the word conference. It seems to come with, again, like some limitations and connotations that we think we expand beyond. I prefer terms, you know, maybe like innovation festival. There's a lot of culture, and there's a lot of technology. And as often as we're, you know, learning and, you know, directly doing business networking, we're also having a great time, being surprised by, you know, what people are doing and what people are able to demonstrate for us. So I definitely want people to come in. You know, I don't need to see that many business suits. I want to see your crazy costumes that you'd wear to Comic-Con.
Yeah, and you know, I think that the other big distinction around our event is how we're really doubling down on community. So there'll be a K-12 youth summit before the event that we're supporting, and a hackathon. And Thursday of the event is Community Day, and there's all sorts of cool stuff being planned throughout LA that we're supporting and sending our ticket holders to. You know, the creativity of in this space doesn't live within too many walls or boundaries. And so we want to expand the boundaries of what this gathering is all about. So people, if they come to LA from Asia or Europe or South America, they get to see all of the Web3 creativity going on in throughout LA.
By the way, is there a coupon code for my audience for tickets?
Yes, there is.
Yes, Absolutely. Let's just say Altcoin Daily VIP. We will get that code generated for you pronto.
Okay. All caps, or doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Altcoin Daily VIP. Aaron and I will be moderating a panel. I want to pack the house. I want our audience to be there. If you don't come for us, totally understandable. There is other bigger, way bigger, notable guests speaking at this conference. Can you guys touch on one or two?
Sure.
Well,
I mean, you may have seen this week with as we announced our theme of the outer edge, we also wanted to celebrate, our latest keynote edition, which is the one and only William Shatner, who's going to help us boldly go to the outer edge of what's possible.
yeah. That's such an amazing highlight for us. I don't think there's too many people throughout the globe that have not sort of encountered Star Trek in their lives. And he's been such an early supporter of blockchain technology. And he's just always pushing the outer edge, visiting new galaxies. So of course we want William Shatner at our event, and he's doing a really cool project with Orange Comet that we'll learn more about. We've got some familiar faces from last year and a lot of new faces. So Yatsu, the chairman of Animoca Brands, true global leader in this space, is coming back, as well as Nicole Buffett and Neil Strauss and Tom Bilyeu. In addition to that, we've got Eric Calderon. I think what he's done with art blocks has been as pioneering as it gets in terms of generative art. He's been a true leader in the space. We also have the one and only Champ Medici, Cordell, Snoop Dogg's son, who's incredible. Local, major contributors to the space like Baron Davis, former two-time NBA champion, and he's done some incredible drops. And then we also have expanded to some folks that play in the Web3 space, beyond just NFTs, like Shyam Nagarjan, the head of Web3 and sustainability for IBM. They're also building the future of this space, and we wanted folks like that. We've got Andrew Choi, who is one of the co-founders of Supernormal, one of the vast, far-ranging projects in Asia that not everyone in the LA knows about, but one of the most important projects of the year. Folks like Martha Belcher, the general counsel and chair of Filecoin Foundation, Scott Page, the sax player for Pink Floyd, a true technologist. So it's a really cool lineup, and I'm gonna have trouble deciding what talks I get to go to in the middle of putting out fires.
Yeah, there's so many more than we can even get into. Like, we haven't even touched into the many different facets of the sports world, where we've got both, former NBA All-Stars and current C-suite from the LA Rams, among some more. It will be jam-packed, and really, if you care about anything, probably your niche is there with some real leaders on stage and in the audience.
I want to encourage our audience to check out whenever Scott Page is speaking. I met him, I think, for the first time at your conference last year, and then we turned out to be both speaking at a Dubai conference later in the year. But he's the man. He is so passionate about this space. And speaking of that, yeah.
He's a good friend of ours, and he was one of the early guests on Edge of NFT. I've known Scott for years, and he's been a technology pioneer, always breaking boundaries, and he's so in love with this technology.
Zach, what's your why in terms of being a founding member of a conference, whatever you want to call it? Because it's tough. Like, a lot of people don't know the headache of organizing. You're probably not going to make that much money in the first 5 years of starting up any conference. Why do you put yourself through this?
I ask myself that all the time. Events really are. There must be a pathology that keeps us coming back, because in many ways, the craziness of it can't possibly be worth it, but yet we keep coming back. I kind of stumbled into doing technology events here in LA more than a decade ago, as I was building some fintech startups and trying to grow my network. And kind of no matter what I tried to do, it just kept coming back. And like, whenever I'd start something that I really cared about that involved getting people together, that would end up growing so well that I couldn't let it die. So that ended up taking over much of my life. So I guess it's almost a default for me is if we can get awesome people together in person, let's find a way. And then that's how I met Josh, by hosting some tech and startup meetups in Los Angeles. And because of, we've done projects along the years. And once the Edge of NFT podcast showed, really what happens when you get entrepreneurs of Josh, Jeff, and Ethan's caliber together doing something that might sound as silly as a NFT podcast. There is just so much greatness that's already happened and even more coming. So it just made too much sense not to try.
Josh?
I reflect on my crazy entrepreneurial journey. Since childhood, I've always liked to bring people together and disrupt the status quo. Back in the day, I created an event when I worked in consulting, and I found myself more gravitated towards creating that event than my day job, right? And then I created a food tech company with a couple guys, including Jeff, called Territory Foods, where we were delivering meals to gyms, but sticking them in refrigerators and co-creating with chefs. So I just like to bend the rules of what's possible with good people and create an environment for people to gather, have fun, and create things that are bigger than what I personally can create in the world. It's just how I'm wired. And I think with that wiring comes, this tendency to do things that oftentimes feel impossible, even as you're doing them. And I'm reminded that it's important to just take fear in the eye, look at it, and just kind of keep going anyways. And that's what keeps me fired up every day.
And you touched on this a little at the beginning, but can you explain again the outer edge of the floor plan of your conference? Because that's a big differentiator, where usually these companies buy booths and that's how you kind of pay for the conference. But you guys, gentlemen of the people, regular people can have a presence at this festival, their projects or whatever, on the outer edge. What is that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's in the name, so it's actually important to us. What we really want to be is for the community. Like, we're part of the community as well. This isn't some giant Death Star corporation that is doing this and only with the big companies that can write the Microsoft level checks, and then all the community has to go off and do something separate. We are a startup in the Web3 space. We make media, tech, and events for this amazing movement. And we want to do it with everyone here, especially those people who are either based here or often participate in Los Angeles. But really, this is also for everyone around the world. So that is the point of the outer edge section and activation. It's really powered by what we're calling land grants, which means any community-powered project or artist, or really anyone who wants to, can apply for a land grant. You get space inside the convention. You're not buying some expensive sponsorship or anything like that. It's for you and your community to come co-create something awesome. As long as you've got the chops and the desire to put on some really awesome activation or experience or learning, or really it's up to you inside, we want everyone to, at least for a day or two, come together that week, because there's just so much magic that happens when the community coalesces. And we've got so much space at the convention center that we want to share it.
Absolutely. And if you're a community project and you want to do something outside our venue, like, more power to you. Do something with us and then create a breadcrumb trail to your experience, your after party, your event on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. So this is a pretty novel way of sort of decentralizing a central event in a way that actually might work. It's an experiment. We'll see what happens, but we're going to have a lot of fun figuring out along the way and getting feedback. So far, the response has been incredibly positive. I got an email from an artist yesterday that was thinking of doing his own late night rave, and now he wants to do something with us. And that's really cool. And that's what we're going for. We just announced on Twitter Spaces yesterday a collaboration with the one and only crypto jeweler. So once that launches, 500 VIPs and 500 GAs will get a custom piece of collaborative jewelry. It's this beautiful Outer Edge VIP bracelet that he designed with a digital twin, and that's how we're co-creating with him. So we really are sort of encouraging the crazy, and if anyone has an idea, we want to talk to them, and they can apply for a land grant in addition to sort of just coming. I think the thing about conferences, Austin, is like people tend to associate, two dimensions. You're either speaking or you're attending. And what we're trying to do is make every single participant a co-creator.
And that's why we're calling it a festival and not a conference.
I can't wait to be there. Say somebody's watching this right now and they say, hey, I'm in Los Angeles. I want to use the code Altcoin Daily VIP, get a little percentage off the ticket. If they go there with their general admission ticket, is there an official after party, like the first or second night, where maybe I can party with William Shatner if he attends or whatever?
I can't guarantee that we're going to get to party with Captain Kirk. We do always build in some really fun, entertainment and like happy hour, very casual and fun kind of end of the day. But because the community puts on so many and such high quality parties, we don't even want to try and take anyone away from that. So if you're putting on an amazing after party, please let us know. We're going to be publishing all the best events. We're not going to make everybody rely on a handful of random Google spreadsheets that are filtering around. We're happy to take the kind of web development work of really displaying that in a easily digestible format. So that's why we're not going to go late after the conference, because we kind of want to party with you guys too.
I love it. Final thoughts, gentlemen. Anything we didn't cover on Outer Edge LA?
Oh, there's so much. I mean, as Josh alluded to it briefly, there's some new stuff happening. One is a hackathon the weekend before the conference starts. So on the 18th and the 19th, if you're a builder, great developer, designer, we're just amazing at putting together like pitches, please check out what we're doing with the Outer Edge Hackathon. It's going to be awesome. Again, this is the first time we're doing it, so to some extent it's an experiment, but we know some really amazing stuff is going to come out of it. And the theme is empowering creators and supercharging the creator economy. So if you've got an idea of some new product, tech, hack idea that you think you might be able to whip together with a great team over a weekend, and that makes life better or more profitable for creators, please come be part of the hackathon. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I would just emphasize that this year's event is really aligned with celebrating the builders and the creators of the future of this industry. The last year and a half has been a giant experiment, and we've learned a lot. And now it's about taking that learning and putting it into incredible applications in film and music and entertainment. And we're going to be having those provocative conversations. And the people that are coming to this event are truly building the future with this technology. So, if you want to meet entertainment executives, founders, builders, creators, VCs, all the people that are sort of key ingredients to making the sausage, then you want to come to this event and get to collaborate with people that you could build really long-term relationships. It's really humbling how often I hear stories of people who met their lead investor or met a collaborator that they made a piece of music with, or met a co-founder through NFTLA. And now we're expanding the outer edge of what's possible for co-creation and want everyone to be part of it.
My brother met his girlfriend last year at NFTLA.
There you go. That's another story to put in the book.
Everything's possible at this festival. Links for you guys individually and the festival are down below. Thanks, guys.